Everybody, hope you're doing well this Thursday morning. It is episode 100 and something. 117 of the Note Closer Show. Hope your week has been going very well. And so we're really excited. We're in the final phases of finishing up some funding on some amazing contract for deed deals. Out the differences in marketing that we do to find deals versus those that are out there doing fix and flip marketing. So I'll give you an example. Most of what we do here is phone calls and emails for marketing. And I know that's different than what most real estate investors are used to. I know if you've gone to a workshop or a seminar or a foreclosure or fix and flip, watching that on TV, you see that a lot of people use a lot of direct mail marketing. You know, they're mailing out to probate lists, they're mailing out to absentee owners, out-of-state owners, the foreclosure lists. They're dropping tons and tons of postcards or yellow letters or door knocking, literally to get one asset sent to them. Now, per postcard is what I'm trying to get at. You want postcard, trying to get a lead. Now, we all know that direct mail is going to have somewhere between a 1 to 4% success rate. That's just the laws of the land. Now, what you run into as a new real estate investor, and I speak as a voice of experience here, when you get started, you are often bootstrapping your marketing. You don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to send out on a monthly basis. Can we agree to that?
Yes.
Yeah. A postcard is going to cost you how much in postage? Don't you know what it is, right? It's going to, let's just say 40 cents.
Yeah.
If you did it in bulk and just did the small postcard, it's 40 cents. Well, what's a postcard going to cost you? Couple cents if you did it in bulk. Like we ordered about 6,000 postcards from Postcard Man. It costs us about $1,000.
Yeah.
Right. So when you figure out with marketing and time frame and editing and back and forth, it's going to cost you about $1,000 for 8,000 postcards. So you figure 8 cents a postcard, right? Well, that's 50 cents a mail piece. So if you're sending out at least 50 cents a mail piece, what's that come to? Well, if you send out 1,000 postcards a month, that's $500. Well, if you're only going to get a 1 to 4% response rate on your marketing, how many leads or phone calls are you going to get off of that? Now it's early. Coffee's not kicked in here yet in the WCN offices. But if you send out 1,000 postcards, it costs you $500, and you're going to get 4 response. Might get 40 phone calls. More likelihood, you're probably going to get around 10.
Yeah.
10 possibilities. Now, if we made 500 phone calls to asset managers, we're going to get a ton of lists coming in, right? We get lists in all the time that are 100 deep, not one asset here, okay? And that's the biggest, overwhelmingly different aspect of this is, yes, if you're going to really scale your business on the fix and flip side or the distressed asset side, you've got to generate a lot of marketing going out. So like I was talking to my good buddy Jason Bible yesterday, on average, Houston house buyers send somewhere around 35,000 mail pieces a month. I'm not joking, 35,000. Well, that's cost them, and they're doing it in bulk, obviously, so they get a little bit of a discount. But when you figure as far as postcards and postage, it's still probably cost them at least 35, 40 cents a mail piece, right? Mm-hmm. That's over $12,000 roughly in just postcards per month. Now, yeah, they're closing some stuff, but the big thing to keep in mind is that's a lot of overhead. Now, then you add in that the radio show they do every day, Monday through Friday, and then in the billboards they have, you know, that's not cheap. Now, yes, they've done, Jason's a smart marketer, Tom Perry's a smart marketer. They do some great things where the radio show is actually making them money off of sponsorships and things like that, which is what you should do. And they're getting leads off of the, billboards. The reason they're getting leads off the billboards, though, is that they're hitting them across different angles, different postcards, regular mailers, their email blasts. They're also sending out postcards, radio show, and so they're really cross-pollinating. But when it comes down to, if you just look at the mass amount of postcards, 35,000 postcards a month, you're talking at 6 months in. That's 180,000 postcards. Can somebody do the math on that? 180,000 postcards. Let's just say it's 50 cents a piece. Well, that's 90 grand, right? Now, Jason and Tom did a great job. They've closed on roughly 90 deals for the year so far. Okay, But let's figure out their success rate on cards. They closed on 90 deals off of what kind of closing rate is that? So 90 divided by 180,000. Yes. That's so. Yeah, that's half of 1%. Is that no? That's less than that. No, that's not even 1%. Yeah, that's less than. That'd be 10. Yeah, a hundredth of a no, a thousandth, 5,000th of a percent. Okay, now, that's crazy, right? Am I right on that?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Look, now we're wrong. Yeah, they're making money. Jason was telling me it probably costs him roughly somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 in marketing per closed deal. And they're making. I'm not gonna tell you what they're making per asset because it varies obviously across the board. But if you think about that, if you had to spend $5,000 to make $20,000, would you do it in marketing? If I did, all right. But that's what I'm trying to get at. Do you have that much money to put into marketing over and over again to a machine that makes happen? And that's, I've been a part of the collective genius marketing in the past, and they have 6,000, 4,000. And that just blows my mind because we're so spoiled on the note side. We don't do direct mail. We get on the phone and call banks that have distressed assets, and we call asset managers. We call deep, 10 deep. A lot of times with pre-approved pricing. And most of our close ratios, we figured in, okay, initially you guys got the tape in we got the tape in 400 assets. We put in offers in on 100, right, initially? We got 60 approved. We're down to 42. What kind of closing ratio is that? You don't know. Very, very good. That's what I'm trying to get at. We got people that put in 10 offers. They got 3 accepted or 4 accepted now. And they're closing on 4. It is not the same game that most of the people out there doing. I call it almost like the rehab rat race. They're doing the things that people have been doing for years. They're not thinking smart. And Jason and Tom will be the first ones to tell you, hey, they built a machine there. They're rock and rolling. There's nothing wrong with it. They've been doing that for a while. Tom's one of the best, runs one of the best rehab crews in Houston. The guys do a great job. What most people get turned off about notes is it's not instant gratification. I want to go out and I want to paint it. I want to see that house. All right. I want to be able to call this mine. I'm like, that's fine. You can call it yours. I'm going to own the note, the debt on it, because the debt is going to be the safest position to be in because we're going to get paid. And most people, whether they like it or not, they're in the paper game. They're just on the opposite side of the game. If you're going out getting a hard money loan, who are you requiring to help you out with that? A note investor, somebody who's going to provide the financing. They're in the note game. If you're using your own money, you're jeopardizing your own money on that aspect of that versus leveraging it and using somebody else's funds. So this is what I'm trying to get at. If you figure about this, what are you doing? And this is always amazing when I talk to people that go, Jason and I talk about prize pigs. Remember what a prize pig is? Mm-hmm. Prize pigs are people that show up to things constantly. They network like crazy, but they've never bought an asset. They've never bought a piece of property. They've never put anything under contract. They like to show up for the free t-shirts, the free food, the free booze, the free lays, the free freebies they're going to get. As I call them, they're educated idiots because they've gone to more educational stuff. They have more knowledge in their brain. They lack the discipline. They lack the pull the trigger action. It's like somebody going to school for 12 years to be a basket weaver.
Underwater basket.
Underwater basket weaving, yes. And this is why I have no problem dealing with people that will take action. If somebody's going to take action, I'm glad to help somebody out. But when somebody does do something over and over and over again, all they're doing is just getting in the way of other people. Now, if somebody's doing marketing and they're striking, I'm like, hey, I'm calling asset managers. I'm emailing asset managers. I'm calling these hedge fund guys. You should be getting lists. Now, if you're upset that you're making offers they're not getting accepted, one of two things has happened. Either A, you're over exaggerating your costs, your overanalyst paralysis. I've had one guy that's had offers accepted. He's called me and asked me the same question 3 times. I'm like, where are you not getting it? Your due diligence is good. These are occupied assets. Rent is higher than an existing payment. What's the returns based on what you're paying for the note right now? It looks like these people want to stay. It's a 27, 28% yield. Yes, your first deals are scared, but don't overthink this. Property's in good condition. The power's on. The taxes are paid. What else is there to worry about? The person to trash it. Not really. If you reached out to the bar, found some due diligence to the bar, they want to stay. Psychology, people want to stay in their houses for the most part. And so that's one of the great things that what we do here, we're closing in chunks of 10, 15, 20 assets, 40 assets with basically zero marketing costs. Yes, I've been in business for years. Don't get me wrong with that. That does come handy. But I haven't sent a direct mail piece out to find assets in almost a decade. Now, we have done some stuff in the past, sending out to letters to short sales when I was in that business, 7, 8 years ago. But for the most part, what we do is just phone calls, emails, and it's simple. And a lot of people don't just they want to add the note business to the game, but they're not even using the other tools in their real estate tool belt to make things happen. And if you've got a business that you're going and you're happy with the fix and flips or the wholesale fee, I am not talking to you. I'm talking to people out there that aren't making things happen. They're not doing anything. And this is not a motivational thing. This is a straight up, hey, buy the numbers. Now, a lot of people will like to do a little bit of marketing. Like I'm gonna send out 100 letters or 550 letters or 5,000 letters. That's great. But you have to do that kind of marketing with consistency on a regular basis. Jason and I were talking about in Green that the American Marketing Association talks about that literally 80% of sales are made after somewhere between the 5th and 16th contact. All right. So if you're mailing out to that same list, you've really got to hit them at least 5 times. All right. To really get anything happen. And when do most people that are distressed or in trouble call the bank or wave their hand for help? When? They're going to call you or people that are going to help them. Matt Maroff there. The day of, the week of the foreclosure auction. They're never going to usually call you the week ahead of time. Now, it depends on the list you're calling, obviously, but we're talking foreclosure lists, pre-foreclosure lists. Most of them are slow to call. And in Texas, especially in Texas, everything's very fast. Obviously, we do everything fast here in Texas. Fast foreclosures, fast highways, fast executions, okay? That's what we do here. What you have to realize is you're trying to be in the foreclosure market in a fast foreclosure state, Texas, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Missouri, you've got to hit them very rapidly. And most people are like, oh, by the time they get the foreclosure list the month before and they get one mail piece sent out, they got maybe time for 1, maybe 2 mail pieces if they're really on it. But if you've got a limited budget, which most investors are, they don't have that money to drop 5,000 postcards every week and a half, right? Can we agree to that, everybody? Mm-hmm. That's what separates the players that are really doing something from those at the beginning. Yes, we all have to start somewhere, but if you don't have the marketing budget or the consistency, the discipline to do that kind of stuff on a weekly basis, you don't have time. That's what I love about notes. I love getting emails from Cody Cox's and Adam Adams and things like that as they're sending out asset or emails every Sunday night to their database. They're raising capital that way. They're also reaching out to asset managers every week and getting deals sent to them. That's what is great. It's not 5,000 postcards. It's a whole lot easier. Now, yeah, foreclosure costs and things like that. Yeah, we do, but it's still a whole lot less than if you were dealing with fix and flip marketing. Okay. The banks are telling you what they want to get rid of. You don't have to then, get that asset and then go fight the bank to try to save it or narrow it down. I had a gentleman call me the other day. He was trying to buy a deal here in South Austin, and there's equity in the deal. Bank of America is a lender. The borrower owes about 80 grand in the unpaid balance. Payoff, there's about 20 grand in rearages, 21,000 rearages. It's worth about 160. They're like, well, we want to buy the note. I'm like, it's not going to happen. First and foremost, if it's Bank of America, they're not going to sell the note. Secondly, there's equity behind the deal. The bank's not going to take a discount. trying to do a short sale on something when the bank can pull a BPO and see that there's equity, they're not going to discount it. I'm like, well, what should we do? Well, why don't you, if you're already talking with the borrower, why don't you just take over the payments? If they want to walk, give them $1,000 or $2,000 cash for keys, take over the property and the debt subject to, you may have to pay 20 grand to the bank to keep it from going to foreclosure, but that's still better than going out and having to get a loan for 80,000 plus your rehab costs. You're paying off the van and then 20 grand for rehab. So you really need a second lien of 40 to get the rehab done. And you have really great financing in place for a while you're rehabbing the property. And that's great. I mean, I've done a ton of subject to deals over the years when we were here in Austin. It was one of the things that we focused on. But those are fewer and far behind or between, because you just don't see people, you just don't see a lot of people with a lot of equity, tremendous amount of equity you can take over. And a lot of people are nervous about handing over, so they want to be free of that property. And it takes a little bit of education. And those are great deals to have into because you got great financing. But if the bank finds out, the bank can always call that no due. Although it doesn't happen very often, just every once in a blue. But you still got to send out a ton of mail pieces or a ton of door knocking. I've talked to plenty of rehabbers over the years. They have a sales crew, and they got 4 or 5 sales guys. They're going out and meeting with these borrowers. And I'm like, God bless, that's a lot of overhead. Mm-hmm. They need to have 20 meetings a week. I'm like, and what's your close rate? Over hoping to get 2 or 3 of those. I'm like, oh, those just do not excite me. I like being in the air conditioned and 95, 100 degree Texas heat, right? I like having the fact that we're calling realtors to do drive-bys and assets. The banks have given us a list of 400 or
so much work, but not enough payoff.
Well, but it is. If you could invest 5,000, make 20,000.
Yeah,
I agree. That's not a bad return on it. You just have to do so much work to have that. Yeah. And a lot of people get frustrated because they send out 1 mail piece, 2 mail pieces, and of course they don't have a radio show. No, they don't have billboards. And they get frustrated because, this doesn't work, or I only get like 4 phone calls. Well, yeah, you have not hit those lists enough. You have not replicated your marketing efforts long enough to get people to really start noticing you. And one of the things there was a thread on Facebook a couple days ago with another investor who was like, man, the month sucked, and I'm really slow. What's going on here? I'm like, well, it's the summertime. If people aren't really forced to have to sell their house, they're going to deal with their high school, college graduations, and summer vacation. The key with traditional fix and flip, especially if you're dealing with distressed owners or absentee owners, is the follow-up. It's the what do you close in 90 days after you send out that mail piece, because I guarantee you get a lot of follow-up with people, and I'll guarantee most people do not follow up. If you get a phone call and they don't close with you or they don't work with you, do you follow up in 30 to 90 days? Most people don't. Now, one of the great things that we do here is we do follow up with asset managers on our bids. Hey, did this asset end up selling? No. Are you interested in selling it now? At what I wanted to pay for it, which is cheaper than what you wanted to take. And that happens. Can we agree to that, Jen? We agree to that, Nicole?
Oh, yeah.
Greg, yes? Yeah. That's the beautiful thing. If you can put your systems in place here on the note side, you don't have to send out 180,000 postcards. Okay? You don't have to drop 75,000 in marketing to get some deals closed. All right, you can go from 0 to 100 in your first year if you make plenty of offers. And there's people out there that are doing great things who still haven't hit their numbers because they're not making enough offers. They get happy closing on a deal here, 2 deals here, 3 deals here. That's great, and they're still trying to do all the work themselves versus just at least hiring an assistant to help them out with paperwork. That's okay. There's some good people doing great things. 20 deals in your first year. Hey, that should make you somewhere close to 75 to 100. Okay, should definitely do that. And cash flow and the fixing. If you've got to foreclose on those, you should be making more than that. Okay. Questions, comments from anybody?
Laura Blanc, what if any CRM do you? What CRM, if any, CRM do you use to keep track of your buyers and sellers?
Yeah, very easy. It's called Mailchimp or Infusionsoft. Because basically, we have a list of asset managers we've pulled that is mostly public record. If you take our Note Buying for Dummies class, it's one of the first things we show you in the first really 3 hours how to build a list of 3,000 asset managers.
Our next class is 16th and 17th and 18th.
That's right. Our next class is next weekend. Okay. So we use MailChimp, and what it is, drop an email out to the database. Just follow up with the sellers every month, every 2 weeks. Send it out on the first Tuesday, and then that following Thursday, 2 days later, we send another reminder email out to those that didn't open the email the first time. Results in about a 20% open rate between your lists, okay? Now, if you do that consistently on a regular basis, you'll have people that send you lists. There are literally people out there that once you get around in the industry that that have lists available every month. They'll have 400, 500, 1,000 new lists. And we're closing out this trade. We've got another list of 400 that was sent to me yesterday that we start on next week.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, yes.
Greg's excited.
Well, I'm excited to try different things.
We're always tweaking the machine. I like to try to force things to break, see what our capacity is. We've done a really good job. I'm very proud.
Well, I've been broken several times this week.
It's never been
put you
broke.
back together a lot.
It's never been broke. It's been momentarily out of order. Okay? People stress about things differently than I do. Oh my God! I'm like, it's fine. We're good. All right.
$1 million deal.
Yeah. When you get $1 million trade, oh my God! $1 million bid. Oh my God! And I'm like, trust me, darling, it's not going to end up at $1 million. But that's okay.
We almost broke Jim that day.
What's funny is when they come running in my office, they're like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's indicative bids of 1.3 million. We'll end up somewhere around 6.
You were taking it easy on a cruise when I was stressing over that.
Yeah,
so,
but I was seeing stuff coming in. I'm like,
no,
"We're
I
good."
know. But so I'm over here flipping out. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. We're golden.
It's got off.
What other questions are people asking?
That's it for now.
See, with a good email service provider, ESP, or a good customer relationship management software like, Infusionsoft, MailChimp's not really a CRM, it's more an ESP. You can use it very similar to a CRM, especially in the note business. It's just follow up. And unfortunately, what happens, especially new investors that are out there taking classes in different places, they get too inundated with too much information. It's information overload. They're unable to process through the bullshit. They're unable to process through what is actually working in today's business and what they have available to you. Of course, you've got people that have nationalized TV shows that can drop 40,000 postcards every month, go out and kick it. If you don't have some sort of marketing budget, some sort of KPIs, key performance indicators of, okay, if you drop 5,000 postcards, you should have gotten at least 50 phone calls. Out of those 50 phone calls, you probably should at least close on 1 deal. That's a 2% closing ratio off your phone calls. That's not unrealistic. Actually, a monkey could probably close 2%. All right. What I'm trying to get at is if you're not marketing on a regular basis, whether aspect it ends, you're not going to close deals. And based off the numbers alone versus somebody that I respect and trust and can joke with, all right, Jason has an amazing fix and flip machine going. Great things. All right. We have an amazing note business going. But for us, the amount of time it takes for us to close 42 deals is not the same that it takes them to close 42 deals. When we close 40 deals in a month and they're closing 90 deals in 6 months, that should tell you something. And there's a reverse. It's totally inverted about the direct marketing pieces.
Laura has another
Question.
She said, do you have 2 slots left for the next weekend's training? I asked her if she was talking about the virtual class or a fast track. She said either would be optimal. So would you like to answer that question?
I do have a spot in the fast track left, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, yes.
And then she says, I've already signed up for the next camp. So woohoo.
Yeah, she's in that camp. We know that. Awesome.
So.
Yeah, we do have a spot in the next fast track training, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. The virtual note buying for dummies workshop, we've got plenty of spots left available for that. So we're good since it's online. It's infinite seats. So think about this. If you're out there doing 4, 5, 6 different things in real estate, you're handling foreclosure lists, you're handling short sales, you're handling to absentee owners, you're not going to have the type of success that you should if you focus on just one thing. You're diluting your energy. Now, we all heard of the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle. 80% of your success is going to come from 20% of your activities. What's that 20%? Many of you are dividing your energy up between 4, 5, 6 things. That's why it's taking you 5, 6 times longer to have any type of success, because you got to filter through the other crap that's not making you money. If you focus on one thing and just one thing only, you get rid of all the distractions. You kill the shiny squirrel syndrome. Squirrel. All right. Focus on one thing, you're going to have 400, 500 times the amount of success than you would if you just focus on 5 or 6 things. So that's my message today. If you take your traditional marketing versus your note marketing, I mean, traditional real estate fix and flip marketing versus your note marketing, we exponentially blow away the competition. Okay. That's why I believe notes are one of the best ways for new note investors to get into it, because yes, you still deal with distressed homes. You still deal with short sales. You still deal with cash or keys. It's a whole variety of things, but your overhead in the long term is a lot less. Okay. So if there's any other questions, hopefully this was valuable to you guys. Make sure to share this on your board, your Facebook page, or any groups you're part of. That I would appreciate that. It's important out there. There's a lot of people that are paying $40,000, $50,000 in training and not closing on anything. I had a conversation with a lady yesterday out of Ohio who runs the big Ohio Real Estate Investors convention that happens in November. And she was asking about my training, and I told her, she's like, oh my God, you're like 3 times cheaper than most people. I'm like, yeah, because I don't want that. My business is not that big overhead $20,000 package. That's not my business. My business is we close notes, not we close training. Okay. We close coaching. That's not what we do. All right. It's we close notes. So keep that in mind. You get what you pay for. All right. But you also got to make sure that what you're paying for is actually relevant content in today's real estate market. And with that, everybody, we hope you have a great day. We also have, if you're interested, we do have a few slots left for these 40 deals. We had an investor that got sick that we're having to replace, which is okay. We'll get the thing funded by Monday, Tuesday. But we've got a few spots left available. If you're interested, please reach out to me at scott@weclosenotes.com or send me a private message here on Facebook, and we'll be glad to visit with you about what we have available. Some great deals left. Just really jacked up about that. But hopefully, if you're interested, we'll see you all with a new message, and we'll see you all at the top. Bye, everybody.